All right,
Say
fellas.
the flip, baby. Let's go, man.
I'm definitely hyped for this week's topic train.
Bro, me too. Me too.
So, for this week's topic train discussion, we're going to be talking about our top 3 tips to effectively create a budget. We got a lot of comments in our DM about, Flip, how do you do the budget? Like, first of all, Flip, you're in debt. Like, you don't even have a budget. How are you going to give budget advice? I said, well, you know what? You're here to learn from my mistakes. That's what the Flip is here for, right? So I guess I'll start it off with my top advice for budgeting. The first thing I'm going to say is be disciplined. That's where, when you hear the word budget, you just got to be disciplined from the start to the finish of the month. So let me get straight into it. The first thing you have to do is be disciplined in the sense of carve out a time a week before the month starts to sit down, identify all your expenses, the frequency of your income to see, all right, how much is going to go into my bills and when is it going to go? Well, when does it have to be paid for, right? And then the next, you get to look at your subscriptions. And after that, you look into the extra stuff, gas, food, haircuts, right, and all that good stuff. And the most important thing is be disciplined in the sense of what's the difference between my needs and my wants, right? There's a lot of confusion sometimes. You know,
Like that, Flip. I like that a lot.
I need this or I want that. Learn from the Flip. Do you need another iPad? No. Use your 2017 iPad, Flip. Okay, but I bought a new one. So that's besides the point, right? And be realistic. I guess the first few weeks of paying my debt off when I really just started doing my budget because I had to. I'm like, I can't even invest because I'm in so much debt. 70% paid off. Cool. Right now, I kicked it up to 80% of my debt being paid off. So I got 20%. Well,
Clap
what am I
on
going to
that
do,
one.
right?
Clap on that one. Here we go. Here we go.
You feel me?
All right, Flip.
So this is where, all right, I have to practice what I preach. I have to be disciplined with paying off the final 20% of my debt. How am I going to do that? Well, thankfully, I have a raise. I got promoted, so that's going to help out a lot faster with paying this debt off. There's a lot of extra wants that I had to really cut off. I had to be, just realistic, and which is the hardest part, right? I want to go out to dinner. I want to take the wife out on a date. I want to see the boys, get a boat, rent a boat. And I was like, what's more important? Paying off my debt, investing, or going on a boat? Going on a boat. Let's keep it real now, right? So,
It's called balance,
I
right?
think that's the, that's the best advice is just being disciplined. I guess from start, make sure you carve out the time to actually create your budget plan. And I forgot the most important thing. Set a goal. Remember, it is a budget plan. So for every plan you have, you need to have a goal.
Sure.
My goal, for this next week or next 2 weeks to pay off this 20% or the 20% left of debt, is I got paid off by any means necessary. So that means not doing extra traveling, not buying extra food outside, just stay home and cook, right? And really just follow. I think the hardest part is just monitoring and controlling, the spending throughout the month. So just gotta be realistic. I know the easiest part is just, paying off all your bills on time, but then it's what do you do with the leftover money that you have? Am I gonna spend it or am I gonna invest it? And that's completely up to you. So again, be disciplined by just knowing the difference between your wants and needs. And that's going to come, towards the end where you paid off all your debt, you paid off your bills, and now you have this extra money. And that is my advice.
Good shit, Flip. Here we go,
That's what
man.
I'm talking about, kid.
That was good, bro. That was well done. Well done. I definitely think that adds value for sure, bro. That was well done.
I'll let you know how it goes next week.
In the Chronicles of
The Flip.
paying off his debt.
And his debt.
In the Flip and his debt. Yeah, man. Good job. Good job. That was well done. All right, so I guess I'll take the next tip here. All right, so so I would say that my tip to an effective budget would definitely be to be flexible. Now, let's talk about the whole idea of making a budget, right? Why do you do it, and what you're trying to accomplish? In my opinion, when I make a budget, my objective, or what I'm trying to accomplish, is I'm trying to work within those numbers, right? I'm trying not to go into my savings and take any money out. That's defeating the purpose of having the budget, right? So I think that you have to learn the skill, and this is what's really helped me. This has really elevated me to the next level as far as being in control of my finances and like having the skills to elevate myself to the next level. So I think having the skill of being flexible and being able to maneuver the numbers and manipulate the numbers the way that you need to in case something comes up, I think that will help you dramatically. And I'm going to give you an example. Let's just say that you have a budget for your weekend. Every weekend you give yourself, let's say, $100, right? Which is very typical. This is something that I do. So let's say every weekend you give yourself, let's say, $100, $150 for your enjoyment. You got to find that balance, right? You got to have some kind of enjoyment in your life. So put that into your budget. I'm budgeting for that item. That weekend money, I'm budgeting for that. So that's a budget item for me, okay? So I deserve to enjoy myself because that's in my budget and I'm accounting for it, you know? It's not a big chunk of money. It's a little piece of my income. So let's say you just say, let's say $100 for easy math, right? So let's say along the lines of your weekend or whatever it is, or your week, you end up spending more money in your gas budget, right? Say you have $80 for gas, but you end up spending $100, right? So now, instead of taking an extra $20 out of your bank account, what I do is I maneuver my money. So now, instead of $100 for my weekend, I got $80, right? Because that $20 that I spent on gas, that extra gas expense, I took it out of my already existing budget. So I think being able to maneuver and being able to be flexible with yourself and not get to the point where you're going into your savings to say, you know, it's $50. You know, I got to get a haircut, so let me take out $50. It's only $50, right? But no, those $50, you do that over a course of a year, those add up, right? So you got to be able to work within your numbers. Whatever the number is that you set for yourself, or whatever the budget is, work with it, move it around, maneuver it. If something is short, put it into something else, right? And the same thing with the weekend money. Like I told you, you give yourself $100. Let's say that you don't do much that weekend, so you're left with $60. Put that into your food budget, right? So now you can alleviate your food budget for next week. Or, you know, if you're a little short, you can maybe borrow your $100 for next weekend. Borrow it for this weekend, right? So work within your numbers and be able to be flexible. I think that's one of my keys to success as far as what has worked with me and what I found to be successful as far as holding on to my money and generating wealth for myself for years now. So that is definitely a top tip for anybody listening to be effective with the budget.
That's great, man. That's great, Nick. You know what? That's very similar to what I do with mine. You know, I give myself. I always do it. I do it monthly with my budget. So I set myself up with, all right, this is how much money I'm going to have this month for myself, and then that's it. I can't go over. You know, like if I go, it could come down to that last week, and I have $20, and like that's all I got. You know, that I'm gonna have to find something in the house to eat for lunch because I'm not buying nothing. You know,
that's it.
Can't buy nothing. So
that's it.
That's good. That's definitely a good point. For me, my tip is gonna be, you know, what really helped me out a lot was I started. It's automation. When I started putting all my bills to be automatically paid, that I don't have to worry about them. Bro. I don't have to worry about it. Like I don't have to go in and pay this and that. You know, like that. I sleep so much better now. You know, but obviously you have to know how much money you have in your bank account to do that. Right. So what I do is, you know, I add up all my bills and then I multiply it by 1.3, right, or whatever. You know, so I give myself 30% more, a cushion of my expenses. So let's say if it's $1,000, then I'll have $1,300, you know, in my account, in my bank account for my bills. I have that, and then
great, bro.
My money, for me, I take it out, and I always carry cash. So I take my money in cash, and I keep it in my drawer. Hopefully, my wife doesn't hear because she's gonna steal my money. But
she's gonna go right into
your secrets, man.
I know. Hopefully, she don't listen to.
It's like now saying that's
my money. This is a true test if she really listens to the podcast.
Yeah, I know. So but automation, man. I'm telling you, I sleep so much better. I'm like, all right, I don't gotta pay this.
Now, is this like everything across the board?
Everything except investing. Investing, I deposit my own money in there
Gotcha.
because that changes every month, you know.
Gotcha.
You know, but as far as every like the bills, the predictable bills, cable, I have that car payment that gets taken out, Con Ed,
Phone bills.
yeah, Verizon,
Yeah.
if you have Verizon or whatever.
Living expenses.
Yeah, the stuff that doesn't change every month, that's automated, you know.
Right.
What about subscriptions?
That
too.
I don't even have any subscriptions, to be honest, bro. Because when my phone bill, I get like with Verizon, the plan I have, I get what do I got? I got Hulu and Disney Plus. So my son, he always watches Disney Plus. That's included with my phone bill.
Straight.
So
that's a hack right there.
That's whatever.
hack.
And I don't have Netflix. I use somebody else's sometimes if I even watch Netflix. You know, everybody does
That's
that.
a hack.
That's definitely a hack. I'm not gonna say whose it is, but yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And then
I use Flips. To be honest with you, I
Actually,
use
Netflix,
Flips.
if you're listening, we have our own subscription.
we all
do
have
not
our own
share
subscription. This
passwords.
is for entertainment.
Oh yeah,
purposes
that's right.
only.
Yeah. This is,
Entertainment purposes.
So
only.
yeah, I mean,
don't find us.
that helped me out a lot because before I started doing that, I would be like, all right, I got to keep track. All right, this bill is due on this day. This bill is due on that day. I got to go.
That's a pain in the ass.
No, it is, man. It is.
That's a pain in the
Yeah.
ass.
So now when I get paid, I used to before, like, my money was straight, I used to be checking my account every day, you know, like, oh, do I got money
I
for
don't want to miss nothing.
what do I have to
Shit.
pay? What do I have to pay this week? What do I have to
Yeah,
pay
yeah,
that
yeah.
week? Now I just put everything on auto pay. You know, I got Easy
Yeah.
Pass. You know, I got to drive to Brooklyn and Queens every day, so I got to pay those tolls. So $290.
Yeah,
that's
I don't
that's
miss
minimum
that at all.
$290 a month. Sometimes 2 times.
Oh,
you know,
man.
yeah, it's
Man, oh, man.
Excluding
it's,
gas.
it's
Work
rough.
right there.
It's rough. But yeah, so once I started automating everything, like I just have more peace, man. I don't worry about it, and then I just got to worry about, all right, I got to work, I gotta invest my money, I gotta look for trades, look for good opportunities, you know.
You could be using your time doing other
Yeah,
things.
because come on, who wants to look at their bills anyway? You know, that sucks. Like, you know, so
I know, bro.
that's my tip. Like, if you can, I mean, it's gonna take time. You know, it's gonna take time.
Sure.
If you've never made a budget before, it's gonna take probably a month or two to get in the groove of things. You know,
Yeah.
but
You got to build that habit, though. That's the most important
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, for sure, man.
At
for
least
sure.
3 months of being disciplined, being flexible.
I mean, I
and
think
setting up
once
the
you got it,
automation.
you got it, though, right? Like,
Yep.
once, bro, I've been on a budget since I was like 19 years
Yeah.
old, to be honest, bro.
Yeah.
Like, a super, super long time. So it's like,
Yeah.
this is a regular thing for me.
Yeah.
Man. I don't know any other way to live without it. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So,
Yeah, man. I've been budgeting for the past 2 to 3 hours, man. It's,
You know
that
what I'm
felt
saying,
great.
Flip?
Nah.
You feel me?
Nah, me, I didn't really budget like that. It was
Well,
my budget
yeah.
was a little bit more, like you said, flexible, but I don't know. I didn't prioritize certain things, you know, before.
Sure.
But now that as I'm older, I'm already 36 now. It's like
Yeah.
I don't need that stress with
I hear you, bro.
with work
I hear you.
and kids and wife.
I hear you, man.
It's I just want to come home and just chill, you know.
I hear you, bro.
Mhm.
So-
I mean, I didn't take it in my younger years. I didn't take it as serious as I do now, like keening in on, like, you know, like really zoning in on what it is. But you know, before I knew that, you know, there was a certain zone that I wanted to stay in, you know. So there was really no blind spending as far as that. So I don't really have much experience with that. But you know, as far as like just like a budget in general is just, I think it's essential for financial success, bro. Like, seriously, like essential.
No,
So
Yeah, it's the only way you're going to reach financial
Definitely.
freedom.
exactly, man.
Definitely.
So-
You need that
you
plan.
need to know where all your money's going. You know,
Exactly,
have
yeah.
to. If you don't know where it's going, then you're gonna waste it. You know.
Yeah, right.
It's-
Like, there's nothing blind here. There's no, you know, not knowing nothing. Like, you got to know everything, man. So
Mhm.
I hope these tips helped everybody, though. Really, like, I think we really brought some value here. So I really think that, you know, these were solid, man.